Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't.
Now we're good.
All right.
Okay, start it over.
All right, I'll call the meeting of the McHenry County Zoning Board of Appeals to order. The purpose for our hearing today is application number 2024-056. It's PIN number 12-02-300-001. And this applicant is Karen's Farm LLC. The request is for an A1 agricultural district to A2 agricultural district. The address of this property is 708 South Hughes Road, Woodstock. It consists of a 1 acre tract that is located on the east side of South Hughes Road, approximately 450 feet north of the intersection of South Hughes Road and Kishwaukee Valley Road in Seneca Township. I'll have the, right away, I just want to say that there is 6 members here today, and you have a possibility of 7 votes if you want to delay this to a vote at a later time. At the end of the hearing portion, you have the opportunity to do that. You need 5 affirmative votes for a recommendation to the county board. So only having 6 people, that's your option at the end. So I'll have the zoning board members introduce themselves in the township in which they reside, starting on my left.
Mary Donner, Greenwood Township.
Robert Cozen, Algonquin Township.
Charlie Eldridge, Richmond Township.
I'm Linnea Kustra in Alden Township.
Vicki Gardner, Nunda Township.
Kurt Schnabel, Riley Township.
The publisher's certificate of publication from a newspaper is dated October 10, 2024, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of posting was signed and the date posted was October 8th, 2024. And the affidavit of mailing was signed and the date mailed was also October 8th, 2024, both meeting ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and publication in the newspaper, and all 3 match. The filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition, and the McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. Just to kind of let you know how the hearing works, you'll present your testimony to us, and then you'll be asked questions by members of the board and staff, and then if there's any member of the public that wants to ask you a question, they will have 3 minutes to ask questions as well. And then when your testimony is finished, we'll hear the staff report, which you also received, that they prepare for us. And then we might have questions for staff. After that's finished, if any members of the public have a comment that they would like to give regarding this petition, you can do so at that time. And you would each have 3 minutes to speak as well. So anybody who thinks they might want to ask a question or that will be speaking, whether it's a petitioner or someone from the audience, I would need to swear you in at this time. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, so we have rules of evidence. So if you would raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, so we'll just turn it over to you. If you would just introduce yourself, sir, or ma'am, whoever is going to be speaking.
My name is Lois Ramon. I'm the attorney for the Cairns family. And
my name is Terry Cairns. I'm the
is it
operating partner of the LLC.
all right if I just summarize?
Oh, that'd be just fine.
Okay, all right. Well, if you look at your section 16.36.020, I think we've met all of the rezoning standards that you have in the statute. It says only property in the A1 district is eligible for rezoning to A2, and we meet that criteria. The subject property shall have an existing lawfully constructed residential dwelling on the property, which we do have. And the zoning petition is restricted to a single or proposed parcel. We haven't created the 1 acre parcel yet with the house on it because we're waiting to make sure it's going to be approved. But then there will be a parcel created to match the survey that you have. And then that will separate the residents from the remaining farm acreage. One of the family members resides in the house and intends to stay in the house, but the family ultimately will probably sell the farmland acreage. So that's as he says, we're getting old.
We're getting older.
So and there's a lot of people in the next generation, so that's trying to nip a potential problem in the bud there. And the last criteria is that we have to, of course, comply with the Plat Act requirements, and this would be the sale of a single lot of less than 5 acres, first time division out. So it's a small footprint that we're establishing here, 1 acre parcel with a house, which it's not going to, nothing's going to change in terms of the physical appearance of the property. The well and septic are on the within the confines of the surveyed parcel, and we're not losing acreage of farmland. I mean, because we're preserving that for the future. So, and do you have anything else you want to say?
No, we just we inherited this from my parents. We set up the LLC. We're at the age now where when the oldest member died, that's one of the primary reasons he had health problems and mental issues. And we kept it in the LLC, so he definitely had a place to live. But now he died last year, and we're in the process of breaking this out so that our youngest member can stay there. And the intent is for the rest of us to sell it off and avoid all the hassle of dealing with grandchildren and all that. So I'm just distribute it, be done. So it makes it easier for us in our states.
I think it's been in your family since 1956.
Yeah, it's been since 1956. My dad bought it.
And I don't think we have any objections from.
Okay, there are approval standards for the map amendments, and you covered some of them, but there might be a few that, if you have that in front of you, that, or yeah, they're up here on the screen. If you just want to, if you read through them, if there's any of them that you haven't addressed, if you would do so, that would be great.
Yeah, I think I addressed them in our narrative report, but.
Or would you like to just
Incorporate that in your
incorporate that
testimony.
into your testimony, the narrative? I would be happy to receive that if you would like to do that. It's on page 15 of our report.
So as far as compatibility with surrounding property, certainly a single-family residence already in existence doesn't change anything in the neighborhood. There are other single-family residences in the area. And two, I mean, as we've both indicated, without the rezoning, the residence would need to be sold as part of the farmland, and this allows the family to address the residential portion separate from the farm acreage, and make it, like he said, one of the family members, in fact, resides in the house and intends to stay there. Number three, I do not see any change in the health, safety, or welfare of the public. The rezoning isn't going to change the usage of the property that already exists. And the reason we've already stated that we are requesting this is for the one family member to continue to reside there. He's lived there for how long?
Since he was born.
Ever since he was born. Okay, so, I mean, that's the goal, keep that residence for his benefit, but have the remaining issues of the farmland resolved for the potential sale. The property is not vacant, and is there a public need for the proposed use of the property? I mean, it's a house out in the country, and normally those are pretty popular in terms of marketing. And most farmers don't want the buildings; they just want the farmland. So this just kind of falls into place in terms of how to market the property in the future. And is the proposed use consistent with your comprehensive plan? Yes, I mean, we're preserving the farmland, and a scattered single-family home is consistent with what you allow now.
The alternative questions, starting with Mr. Schnabel. All right.
I don't have any questions at this time.
Mr. Gardner.
I don't believe I have any either. This is pretty straightforward.
Mr. Eldridge.
No questions.
Mr. Cozen.
No question.
Ms. Donner.
It sounds so familiar. I have no questions either.
And I don't have any questions. You've done a great job in your presentation and in your narrative that you've given us. Are there any questions by staff?
No.
Any members of the public have a question?
I do have a question. I just want to make sure I understand.
If you would come up first, and you'll need to identify yourself and give your address, and then you can ask your question.
My name's Bill Hughes. The address is 910 Obie Road, Woodstock, Illinois, 60098. I have property adjoining two sides of the Carrington LLC, the east side, or sorry, the west side and the south side. My question is just if the house is damaged and has to be rebuilt, is that allowed by zoning on the 1 acre parcel?
If it's an A2, yes, it will be.
It is, okay. That's it?
That's it? That's all you have?
Oh, I just want to make sure that, because there is a way sometimes that you can get zoning done or variances done in such a way that the existing structure complies with the zoning, but if it was destroyed by fire or something, it could not be rebuilt, I'm saying. I'm just asking if that's the case here. It's not. So if somebody could
Thank you,
get,
Anna. Yeah, if you would like to address that, that would be fine.
Okay, so right now the property is zoned A1, and under today's regulations, you're supposed to have 40 acres in order to rebuild or take care of any damage that occurs to the property. Depending on when the house was constructed, other parameters may make it that you can change things now. You can make your corrections, your modifications now. The request at A2, they have enough acreage, they have enough frontage that they would be allowed to have this house in its present configuration, or they could expand it, they could take it down, rebuild it, whatever. It is a buildable lot, okay, with the rezoning they're asking for. The remaining acreage where the farm field is would not be a buildable lot.
unless it's 40 acres or more, right?
Right.
Yes. That's my question. Is this the time for comment or that's separate?
No, that'll be in probably about 2 minutes.
About 2 seconds.
Are there any other questions? Then we'll move along to staff comment. Ms. Kurtzman.
Okay, so as noted, the property currently is zoned A1. The predominant zoning in the area is also A1. There is an A2 and some E5 within a quarter mile of the subject property. The surrounding land use, really no surprise here, is agricultural with some scattered single-family residence is the predominant land use. Future land use designation is agricultural. The NRI report that we received from Soil and Water Conservation did note a number of environmental features, but those are all on the balance of the farm portion of the property. Does not directly impact the 1 acre in discussion here today. Staff is recommending approval.
Any members of the board have questions for staff? Okay, so now we'll move on to comments by members of the public. Mr. Hughes, if you'd like to come up again, and you have 3 minutes for comments.
Bill Hughes again. I just want to say I'm in favor of this. I have no objection as an adjoining property owner.
Thank you.
Do you have any closing statement?
I don't think so.
And again, you have the right to 7 votes. Do you want to proceed with 6? Are you comfortable proceeding with only 6 members
I think
present?
we're okay, go ahead.
Okay. So at this time, we'll close the hearing portion of the meeting, and we'll move on to the voting portion of this meeting.
Madam Chairman, I move approval of the petition.
Been moved by Mr. Eldridge, seconded by Ms. Donner, to approve the request. Discussion, Mr. Eldridge?
Yes, this is Hughes Road, quite near Kishwaukee Valley Road, west of the city of Woodstock. It's a rural agricultural area in the western part of the county. It is the public policy of McHenry County to try to preserve farmsteads when they are separated from the primary farm. This is a very typical example of that because most people buying cropland are uninterested in becoming landlords and would rather just buy the cropland, whereas there is a vigorous market for people who want farmettes or estate properties in the rural area. I believe that all the standards have been met. I believe that this qualifies for the Plat Act exemption as presented by Petitioners Council, and I support the petition.
Ms. Donner?
I agree with Charles.
Mr. Kozin?
I too agree with the statement made by my colleague.
Ms. Gardner?
Nothing to add, I agree.
Mr. Schnabel?
Myself as well.
And I agree with the comments been made. I think this is a classic A1 to A2 request and meets the standards in the ordinance, and I'm in favor of the request. So I will call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Kozin?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Yes.
And I will vote yes. So this will go to the county board with a 6-0 vote for approval. So at this time, the hearing is closed.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hope your eye heals up.
Maybe it's my eyes way to look scary.
You won't need any makeup to scare the kids, huh?
Some cobwebs around.
It'll be fine.
I'll wear a night patch today.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean.
So Bob, what did you think of the presentation on last week?
I
Were you able
loved
to
it.
watch both of them?
And what I liked best was how
You?